Yeah. What's going on, guys? What's up, gang? Yeah, man. It's like a part two, man. Americans are gangsters and thugs. Not all American, of course, but the American mentality for most that I've experienced, from my experience, are gangsters and thugs, regardless of ethnicity, your race. Man, I've met doggone white gangsters, white thugs, black, Asian. If you want to just stick with color, black, yellow, red, and beige. Oh yeah. Americans are gangsters and thugs, man. I mean, hey, you look at the history of our country, man, or the country that we enjoy, the most powerful nation in the world. They say we don't even have the resources to be the most powerful nation in the world. So what that tells you, a lot of time we go and we take it. We take it. You don't want to cooperate? Hey, we'll bring you a democracy. Y'all need a democracy. You're not doing right. Do we need to bring you a democracy? And, and that's what's been taking place, man. I believe in people over profit. When I say people over profit, meaning, to be a great leader and to lead and to run a nation, you have to look out for your people. Healthcare, but like this country has so much hate and unfinished business, or unfinished business may not be the word, but untold truth. In other words, man, we so gangster. Our leaders are the powers that be that run our country, operate in secrecy. Confidential. This is confidential information. You're not skilled or you're not qualified to know what we know, and therefore we can't tell you. You may panic, you don't know what to do with the information type stuff. But yeah, that's what we deal with. That's what we deal with. A lot of people are distracted and don't talk about it. But like I was saying, when it comes to the resources, Africa is one of the richest continents, the richest continent on this planet. The motherland, baby. That's why we call it the motherland, the nurturer. You know what I mean? It's the motherland. The motherland house and the home of the eldest race on this planet. The oldest, the elders, I mean. When it comes to humanity. And a lot of people don't respect Africa because Africa is not exploiting the rest of the world, but yet being exploited, and have been for centuries. And so when it comes to the richest continent on this planet, a lot of countries that are in power, they get their resources, a lot of their resources, from the motherland. But back to America, Americans being gangsters and thugs, we only as good as our leader. We only as good as our leader. Just recently, here in the Atlanta metro area, southeast Atlanta, in the Boulder Crest area, Moreland Avenue, southeast Atlanta. They just recently built what they call Cop City. You can go behind me and Google it and look it up and find out what's that about. But it's called Cop City. A lot of the people in the metro area was against Cop City. He was even on the ballot. You know what I'm saying? To say, we'll vote against it. Like, we don't want it. We don't want it. Don't you know them people did what they wanted to do anyway? That's what I mean by gangsters. That's what I mean by gangsters. There's back when I was coming up, it was during my high school days. I want to say I was probably out of high school. Yeah, I want to say I was out of high school, but the sheriff's running for office, and not to go into all of the details, but you guys have to go behind me and research it. But and like I say, just sharing this story to show you how gangster Americans are and the things they do. Anyway, sheriff's running for office, right? In fact, Durham Brown. I say the name, Durham Brown, and at the time, I think it's what's the guy name? Gosh, what's the other guy name? Anyway, was it Sidney Dorsey? Just go behind me, guys. But Durham Brown was one of the sheriffs. I mean, a good guy. A lot of people know him in the community. He was respected or whatnot. But anyway, I think the sheriff that was going against him decided he'll send a police officer over there to unalive him and eliminate the competition. Durham Brown. And that was like in the early 2000s. Now with 2002, 2003. Yeah, it was around that time. But yeah, man, Americans are gangsters, man. You know, got the Pledge of Allegiance. People pledge their allegiance to the war flag. It's not a peace flag, it's a war flag, right? And a lot of people grow up, you know, and they go to the institutions and they learn that this is the American flag. They're not being taught that it's a war flag, and then your original flag is like a peace flag, right? Or you have the peace flag, and we don't pledge to that one. Most people pledge their allegiance to the war flag. You know, you look at the history of this country, a lot of the wars that we engaged in, we instigated. We started it. I mean, shoot, go behind me and research it, you know, shoot, we can have a debate in the comments. We have the debate in the comments. And so, like I was saying, many of people pledge their allegiance to the war flag, and basically, you know, this country is a republic. You know, the Bill of Rights, Constitution said no such thing about no democracy. In other words, majority rule. 51% of the people want pizza, 49% of the people want hamburger, then y'all have to eat pizza. Come on, man. Shoot, there used to be a time where 99% of the people can't take away the rights of the 1%. Right? So, again, a lot of times when America say, hey, we finna go to this country and help them bring about a democracy, you already know what that's about. We finna go through and probably unalive one of y'all leaders that's not cooperating, abiding by doggone or doing what we want them to do. And then we're gonna choose a leader, one of our allies, and put him in office so he can do what we want him to do. But hey, we need your resources. If we're gonna remain the power force of the world, we're gonna need your resources. If there's a such thing as vibranium, and you guys have vibranium, and we need it, we coming. We gonna find a way now. We need that now. Y'all can't be walking around here having that stuff and then we don't have it. No, you know. And then that's the mentality. Even like I say, when I mentioned we only as good as our leaders. When you look at the locals, if you got money, they don't have money. If you have something they want, shoot, they'll come steal it. They'll come unalive you and take it. That's what I mean. So let me wrap up this little hustle, guys. Got this little hustle before it get too hot, and then I'm gonna pick back up. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, man, I just got finished hustling, man, doing a little lawn maintenance. Anyway, yeah, man, Americans are gangsters and thugs, man. I mean, even when you honest and you speak your opinion, and they and certain Americans don't like your opinion, then you see they thuggish, ruggish ways come out. Thuggish, ruggish. You see they you know, again, you see the little gangster side of the thuggish ways, you know, meaning you weren't supposed to say anything. You weren't supposed to go against how I feel. Or I'm against what you think and what you feel. And a lot of time, you know, result the doggone negativity, evil. You know what I mean? And so, yeah, man, you know, even, you know, pertaining to law, like when you look at law and you break law down, you know, the laws that govern this country, you have policies, ordinance, codes, and statutes. There go law right there. Policies, codes, ordinance, and statutes. Most occupations and careers require one or the other. A lot of like law enforcement, they go off of codes and statutes. You got the Mr. Preacher Man. You even got preacher women out here nowadays, man. Like that's so. Anyway, that's like so like not traditional. But anyway, again, they have to have an ordinance, and they go off of ordinance. Most workplaces, they have policies. You get your handbook, there's the policies, and kind of make you rethink capitalism. You know what I mean? So what you talking about, man? Rethink capitalism meaning if I have a corporation or I'm operating a business, and these are my policies, I get to dictate what go on. Now it's a dictatorship, so it can get very intricate, when it comes to dictatorship and capitalism, But anyway, we ain't here to talk about that. But I'm just, the thuggish, ruggish, and the gangster ways of Americans, man. You give me cold French fries, I get that customer's always right. I get to have attitude. I get to slap your napkins down. I get to push your stuff down in the store if I don't get my way. Temper tantrum. That's what they call it. But yeah, man, a lot of that is like I say, that's not a good mindset to lie, steal, and cheat. Because like I say, even taking advantage is that fall up under cheating. Lying, stealing, and again, most Western world that I've dealt with, that's the mentality from my experience. Yeah, guys, just want to pick up where I left off, man. But yeah, I was just basically saying how gangster America is, man. When you think about a lot of things we do in the mentality, as Americans, it falls up on the gangster. I mean, listen, America is so gangster. America, like I was saying earlier, and forgive me, I had to pick back up. It's the AM right now. It's the AM right now, so, when I'm out moving around, I just find times to jump in and, and do what I do when I have free time, vlog or what have you. But anyway, like I was saying, America's so gangster. When they come out leadership, we only as good as our leaders, And so our leaders are the type of leaders that'll sell their people cigarettes. Like how good are cigarettes, right? They'll sell you cigarettes and tell you to be responsible when they know many of the Americans that was bred were dumbed down, right? And operating in a childlike capacity. So they'll sell you spirits, alcohol, and tell you to be responsible. Americans so gangster, they will allow for the medical staff to put fluoride in your toothpaste, like fluoride. You know what I mean? And what's the other stuff? Is it not lead? What's the mercury? Yeah, you need some dental care? You need us to fix your teeth? That should be like against the law. I mean, like this is your people we're talking about, right? When you lead your people and you care for your people, you want to set the standard. You know what I mean? People over profit. You want to do the right thing, right? Well, hey, when you about that almighty dollar, everything go out the window. It's kind of like it falls up on the greed now. But yeah, man, Americans so gangster. The sign can clearly tell you don't park here. You got a fire hydrant. You park right in front of it. You don't care. Red light say stop. Nobody here. We'll keep going. You know what I mean? But yeah, it's a lot of things, man, I witness Americans do. And then, like I say, it's the mentality. It's the mentality. I don't like what you're saying. Resort to violence. So it's like no conflict resolution. And it's not all Americans. I want to be clear, you know what I'm saying? Because I know a lot of y'all, man, y'all don't even have the doggone brain of a doggone ant that got ADHD. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all throwed off, you know what I'm saying? And I know how you guys can be, a lot of you. Not all, but a lot of you. So I'm being clear. I want to be clear, right? Americans, the type of people, you know, you go and buy a house, you go and buy the land. Hey, you ain't pay us taxes. Give us your house and your land. How gangster is that? You don't even own it. You know what I'm saying? Man, Americans so gangster. Listen, they got a thing, what they call it? Eminent domain. Hey, we need your spot. You got to go. What? Like I'm rooted here. Nah, you got to go. Americans so gangster. We'll come steal your people, bring them to a foreign land, and doggone mistreat them, be inhumane, disrespect them, doggone not allow them to read, dumb them down, take advantage, you know what I'm saying, do this to their women, do this to their children, experiment on them, you know what I mean? Like that's how gangster American is, man. We'll experiment, doggone, let's see what happened with syphilis, let's see what happened with AIDS, you know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man, like, yeah, man, like, Western world are gangsters. I ain't done. Americans so gangster, they'll come take your land and give you like smallpox blankets. Here you go. You know what I'm saying? Americans so gangster. We'll call it Thanksgiving. Thank you. This is ours. They so gangster. Hey, look, we'll take your land, reserve a piece for you, and then let you have just this piece over here. Like, come on, man. Like, nah, man, it's crazy. You know what I mean? It's crazy. Like, but then, like I say, this is what we're dealing with. Americans so gangster. We'll slap a nimble on you and tax you for the rest of your life and keep you in debt so you can remain in bondage. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's how gangster they are. Americans so gangster. Look, we'll hire you to come work for our organization / establishment. Take your creative ideas, take your innovations to better our company, fire you, bring in a good friend of the family or a doggone family member who don't know dilly squat to take your place. How gangster is that? So see, now we back to codes, policies, statutes, and ordinance, statute, codes, and policies. And that's what governs this place. So, again, man, a lot of times when I say Americans, I say we. Because, you know, my ancestors, a lot of bloodshed. Same way people like to say, you know what, my family fought for this country. There's blood on that flag. And I love this country. All of what we've done and contributed. Nobody could say that more than myself. I'm a black man here in America, right? African American, black man in America. Some would say, man, Frank, you know what I'm saying? You just simply American. And it's like, being frank, it's like, that's the truth of the matter. That's what I know. You know, this is where I was born. This is all I know. You know what I mean? And so, therefore, you know, I am American, right? But in terms of ethnicity, in terms of tribalism, you know what I'm saying? Due to the history, I don't know what to trace my roots back to, you know? And, you know, again, and all of this fall up under gangster. When you can take a people out of their tribe, or take them out of their country and bring them to a foreign land. And again, that's a whole nother story. We know the history. Many of us do. Many of us been taught something else, and therefore it's hard to excuse it, because if you don't know the problem or don't recognize the problem, you can't fix it. In terms of reparation and all of what my people contribute to this country, and one of the most recent that I could stand on and that I would check off on is the Civil Rights Bill. And like I say, again, you know, not to make it a Democrat or Republic type thing, because originally we were Republicans, you know. I mean, gosh, help me out here. Is that Brown versus the Board of Education? Wait a minute. Basically, you know, due to integration, you know, to be able to integrate and say, you know, we need better books, we need better education, you know, we can't continue going on like this. I mean, like I say, we had to fight for quite some time, and again, we're still contributing, you know, to the betterment of the country, and we're still fighting. But like I say, I mean, hey, we dealing with the real gangsters here. But yeah, man, Americans, man, so gangster, man. Americans are doggone tax the man on his wages, you know what I'm saying, and basically find a way to get the woman out of the household so they can tax her too. Like, yo, what about the children? Like, I mean, the mother and the father, like, who's gonna raise the children? Send them to the institution. We'll raise them. We'll let the media raise them. We'll distract you and doggone, we'll program their minds. That's how gangster they are, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, Western world, like I say, Western world, like, it's crazy. How the West was won. How the West was what? How the West was won. Wow. America's so gangster. We only had a majority of the nukes. That's all I'm gonna say, nukes. The majority of the nukes. I don't want to say the B word. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, in part one, if you guys get around to part one, I talked about how gangsta America is when they went past that gun line. You know what I'm saying? Like, the, you know, Japanese like, yo, look, we got some business going on over here. Don't cross that gun line. They crossed it anyway. But anyway, we call it Pearl Harbor. I'm gonna leave that where it's at, man, because like, come on, man, that's like man, you gotta, I mean, like, that's just some mindset. I mean, come on, man. I mean, atomic one, you dropped that on those people? Like, come on, man. Like, that could have been avoided, man. That could have been avoided, man. Come on. But I ain't gonna lie though, that atomic one that was dropped on my people for doggone centuries, even destabilizing a whole continent. Anyway, that ain't, well, I'm not gonna put that on the West. That's the majority. A lot of those countries been colonized by European countries, not just America, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, that's Spain, British, the Portuguese, the French, the Germans. Yeah, that's something else. But anyway, man, that's the end of my part two, man. But like I say, man, conflict resolution, humbleness, gentle, careful, having the conversations, being open-minded, and working out our problems, not erasing history to the point that we don't understand why we in the predicament we in, you know what I mean? But just acknowledging it and saying, you know what, hey, we got to do better. It just may be very well one of those things where it's like, okay, we got to die out, you know what I'm saying? Because a lot of folks are tainted, poisoned, and like I say, man, it's a lot of folk right now who will listen to the message and hear my thoughts on why I think Americans are gangsters and thugs, and that'll be enough for them to start acting like a gangster and a thug. That's not cool. That's not cool. And so again, man, in conclusion, we have to find better ways to deal with conflict resolution. Footnote: if you could heal cancer, AIDS, cure any of these diseases, these big diseases, right? Here in America, Western world, you can become unalive just for doing the right thing and finding a natural cure to cure a lot of these illnesses. Like, why would someone want to do that? Because you disrupting our business. We desire money. Profit over people, not people over profit. How gangster is that? We'll put chemicals in your drink. We'll put chemicals in your food. We'll take the doggone natural ingredients out. Only for you to become ill and to come have to see us and spend some money. We'll let the federal tax you. We'll let the state tax you. We'll make you pay a luxury tax if necessary. We'll make you pay a sales tax. We'll tax your money before you get it, and then after you get it, only to tax it again. To make your loved ones pay a death tax. How gangster is that? I was just watching the moon this AM. And that reminds me, emotion is the enemy to facts. Emotion is the cancer to intelligence. So as you go through your human experience, focus on becoming emotionally mature. Emotions make you cry sometimes.